Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Women's History Month. Y'all, this month we are celebrating women in business. We are celebrating Christian women who are high achievers, who are stepping outside of their comfort zones and just doing the doggone thing. So we're getting ready to bring up our guest tonight. She's an author, speaker. She is just all that and a bag of chips. I'm getting ready to bring her up and welcome her into the studio. What's up, Miss Angela?
Hey, ma'am. How are you, love?
I'm doing awesome, awesome, awesome. How are you today?
Girl, all is well, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And you better. Well, I wanted you to just jump. Let's just jump. Go ahead and jump right on in. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and really and truly, why do you do it?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, my name is Angela Williams, and I am an author and speaker, among a whole bunch of other things here. I live here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm a daughter of Birmingham. My latest project that I'm so proud of is my book entitled He Cheated, So What Now? Emerging from Betrayal Better and Not Bitter. This book is not just a salacious story. There's a lot of tea in this book. I tell it all down to the nitty gritty. I don't know how to do anything but land the plane. So I land the plane. But the part that I'm most proud of this book about is that the recovery part of it. After being married about 16 years, found out that my husband not only had he been unfaithful, but he had a child with this woman, which devastated me, nearly killed me. And I had to make a decision when I reached a crossroad if I was going to lay down and lick my wounds and be the bitter chick, show up in the room with my nose turned up all the time, or if I was going to get up and fight for myself. So I decided to get up, put my dukes up, and let the brawl begin. Like I like to say that this situation was devastating, and it could be devastating for any woman. But for me as a Christian woman, it had a little bit more complex to it. There were a little bit more nuances related, and I love God, and I knew that I needed more than prayer, though. I needed more than faith. I needed a game plan. And so I put that game plan together, and I offer to you and other women to use my game plan as a roadmap or as an outline to develop your own game plan for not just surviving any type of trauma that you may be dealing with, but to thrive through it and come out on the other side better and not bitter, because I believe that we all should enjoy our journey. So that is what I'm about. That's what I'm doing now. I'm excited to do it, and I do it because I know, I have my auntie, our senior women or more seasoned women. They're pretty private in their personal lives, and so she said to me, she said, "Baby," she said, "you gonna tell everybody about it?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "You gonna put it in the book?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." "Baby, why you doing that? Why you putting your business in the street like that?" And there are 3 reasons. One, because I believe I'm called to do it. I believe that this is God's mission for me at this moment. And 2, I know that I'm not alone. I am not by myself. I'm not the only Christian woman that was going to church, teaching the Bible, running up and down the aisles, tearing up the carpet, lifting up holy hands, and get home and couldn't think straight. I'm not the only one. And then 3, I know I can help somebody. I know that my story can help somebody. So that's the reason that I do what I do. So that's what we're doing now, girl.
That is so awesome. So awesome. You said a lot in that. And one thing that stood out to me, and it just the question that kept popping up in my mind, and we are all geared to telling our stories. But why do you think talking about infidelity, especially in the church, is so taboo?
Oh, it's taboo because we are taught to be discreet. We're taught there's certain expectations when it comes to Christianity, and as a wife, I am to be dignified, and nothing should bother me regardless of what. And that's kind of the way that we live. It's taboo because we have to put all the cards on the table, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating. And nobody wants to talk about it. It's painful. It's too painful to talk about. And so, if it's painful to talk about, it's definitely painful to deal with, to live through it. It's easier to just sweep it under the table.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when I think about that, I always tell people that, sometimes we can't get delivered because we're going to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And you talked about having a game plan. How much of being, let's see, how can I say this? Being authentic is a part of that game plan.
Oh, girl, it is the core of the game plan. What I discovered is that I didn't know myself during this process. And so all the decisions, I finally embraced the fact that all the decisions or my move forward, I had to move forward. I was going to move forward or backward, but my move was dependent on me. It was all about me. And so the game plan itself is, or ask the question again, Deborah, because I've lost track. Tell me. I lost track, girl.
Why is being authentic such a big
yes.
part of the game plan? And even to take it a step further, why do we even need a game plan?
Exactly. Well, one of the things, authenticity is important, because the first person we need to be authentic with is ourselves. It's hard to be authentic when you don't know yourself. One of the greatest gifts that I got out of this experience and the development of this game plan was beginning to know me for me. I cannot demand anything from other people if I don't know what I want. So the reason why I say the part that I'm most proud about is the recovery part of this book. It's a discovering myself, understanding me and what I want. Authenticity is the core of recovery. We can only act like something we're not for so long. You know what I mean? The game plan itself is needed. Like I felt like for me, I needed something. From the beginning, I'll go back to the Bible. When from the time that God brought the animals to Adam, and he said, Adam, what is this? Adam says a dog, it's still a dog. He said, Adam, what is this? A cow, it's still a cow. What I believe that God decided at that moment that I'm in partnership with man. So he's not going to do anything alone. No, he's already done his part. So what am I to do in the meantime and in between time until Jesus comes back? How do I represent God in this hurt? How do I represent God in this pain when I want to just cut up? I want to act up really, really bad. And I can feel that, and the feeling is real. So the game plan is important because as in anything in life, your budget, you need to know where you're going, or you need to at least have a target. You know what I mean? And so that's what the game plan for me was all about. I needed to do more than pray. One thing that irritates me when people say stuff like, girl, just pray hard and hold on to God's unchanging hand. Girl, I'm a born again Christian, tongue talking, love the Lord, can finish the scripture for you. But I was too hurt to even hear the word. I was too hurt to even receive that. I knew it was the truth, but I couldn't receive it. So I needed a game plan to help my actions catch up with my faith, basically. I know it's going to be okay, but I needed to know what I was going to do day by day until Jesus come back. Because what I really wanted to do was heat up a hot skillet, cast iron skillet full of lard, not Crisco oil, but lard, and pour it all over him and leave him with blisters. But I won't go to jail as a woman, but as a Christian, that was not setting a good example. And so I just, authenticity is important because we don't want to get caught up in somebody else's expectation. And then it's like blackmail. It's like blackmail when we're not authentic because we're still hiding. And as long as we're hiding it, the devil or the blackmailer can keep that power over you. So that's the reason why I believe being authentic or being real, giving people a chance to feel something, giving people a chance to understand, to know that it's okay not to be okay.
That's, what you said, a mouthful, because it also shows us that even as Christians, we have to have practical applications, because if we're not practical, we are really no earthly good, because that's something I can't stand. Don't tell me to pray about it. My knees dusty and ashy, and I'm still getting up with the same problem. Give me some practical applications.
Exactly.
And, and also you said about the skillet. And I said, so many times we mess up our ministry because of what we go through and our reactions. Yes. So how do we not respond in a way that could mess up our ministry for the people, because we know people watching us all the time.
All the
So
time.
how can we take that next step?
First of all, there are several things that I suggest in my book, and that's keep your circle small and keep your mouth closed for a moment. Keep your mouth closed and keep your circle small, because you have to filter through everything everybody else. A girl, I would have, girl, I'm gonna. And so, because our emotions and our feelings are caught up in it, we do what I call, and what I called in my book, putting my religion, or putting my relationship with God and my spirituality, my Christianity on the back burner. And we have to understand from the core. I knew from the core of who I was that Christianity is the core of my belief. So it was hard. I'm not going to tell you it's not hard, because it's hard, but we have to first remember, regardless of what he did, regardless of how I feel, I still belong to God, and I still have to represent him. And one day I still got to stand before him. Now, that's so much easier said than done. So the practical thing to do that I suggest that I did, I'm telling about it for 2 years. Keep your mouth closed so that you can make room to hear God. That's the only thing I got.
And you know what? And that's so real. And the thing is, it was something simple.
Yes.
That's real simple.
Exactly.
And because a lot of times we think to solve a problem, it has to be so deep, so spiritual, so big, so huge, when it's just something that just that simple. And that just does something. And I'm just so appreciative. And I know your story, and we've worked in it. And but I'm so appreciative that you were willing to tell your story, and you're not ashamed of telling your story. And that's what we need, especially during this Women's History Month. What is one advice, one piece of advice that you could give to someone that may be experiencing something similar or even the same thing? What is piece of advice would you give them?
Give it another day. I've spoken to women from all around the country, and one lady I talked to, she told me she had been in bondage to bitterness for 30 years. The first thing, the thing that I suggest is make a decision, not about whether you stay or go, but make a decision about how you want to show up in the room. Make a decision to get to know who you are. See, that's the way I got through this thing. It's to understand me. I didn't even know my favorite color until I was 42 and in the midst of this thing. So take the time to, first of all, appreciate the fact that this is a process, that the decision that you make is all about you, how you want to show up in the room, because you can't do anything about what he did, what the child, who the child is, what the mama is, or any of those things. You can't do anything about that. Make a decision how you want to show up in the room, and then you go from there. You decide, because that was like the most miraculous thing that I had to appreciate, is that, you know what, this is about me. I didn't have to, we make decisions based, we buy houses because kids need to go to school in a certain area. We take a job because it's going to pay us this and it will help us to do that. We take care, we make decisions based on our parents, school, work, whatever the case may be. Even church, we make decisions based on how far the church is from our house and all that kind of stuff. The most profound thing that I accepted and embraced as a woman is that whatever I did, it was on me. It was my decision. It was all about me, whether I decided to stay or go. I don't advocate in this book whether you stay or go, whether you stay or tell him to kick rocks. But I do advocate you choosing to enjoy your journey. So make a decision to enjoy your journey and then move on from there.
I love it. So real quick, tell everybody, when you hear the word here, Church Girl CEO, what does that mean to you?
Oh my gosh. When I tell you Church Girl CEO, when I hear that, I think sisterhood, I think friend, I think patient persons, I think loving people, I think like ultimate professionals. I think love, I think giving, I think caring, I think most of all, sister support. Just sister support. I can tell you about my experience with Church Girl CEO. You all have allowed me to be me. All my flaws, all my all of my everything, and still love me and exercise patience and care for me all the way through. So that's what I think of. And
That
I
is
love you
so
so much.
awesome. That is so
Baby.
awesome. So awesome. I want you now to tell the people, how can they get your book? How can they reach you? What's your website and all of those good things?
Well, you can reach me at Angela at Angela at He Cheated SWN.com. Angela at He Cheated SWN.com. And you can also get my book at www.hecheatedswn.com. www.hecheatedswn.com. We got a workbook coming soon. And please listen out for our next conference. It's going to be amazing. We'll have on-site yoga instructors, on-site group therapists, as well as on-site mindfulness and meditation training. So it's awesome. We'll have a really, really good time. So check our website for more information, but go to www. You got to use the www though. Go to www.hecheatedswn.com. You can get everything there.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, y'all, it's been fun. It's been real. Y'all know how we do. We love you to life, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Y'all have a great evening, great time. Peace.
Thank you so much. Thank you.